Okay, welcome back. So now let's get into the basic program structure of Java code. So what are the various syntaxes for how a Java code is written? We'll learn in details about that. So now, so what is the basic syntax of Java program? So we have to remember certain points when you're writing a Java code. First of all, that is, it is case sensitive. So when you're writing hello and the H, that if you're writing a program with the name hello, suppose, so you have to make sure that the first letter is whether it is in capital letter or whether it is in small letter, because if you're writing once in capital letter and then again you're writing in the small letter, Java will be confused. Okay, it follows a specific way of doing it. So you have to be very sure that you're using the same case all throughout the program. Then the next rule is the first letter of the class name should always be in upper class. Okay, it can be any name that you want, but you always have to make sure that the first letter is in capital. Then the next rule is that when you're writing the main method, when you're writing any kind of methods while doing a program, you'll come across various methods that will be using it for different programs, different requirements of yours. You always have to make sure that the main method is in small letter. The name of the method is always in small letter. That is, these are the 3 points you always have to keep in mind. And finally, the file name. You also have to make it a point that the name of the file and the name of your class should be the same. If there is a mismatch, you cannot proceed further. Okay, so these are the 4 points. I'll recapitulate again. First of all, Java is case sensitive. You have to make sure that the first letter is, whether it is in small letter or in capital letter, you have to be consistent throughout the program. Next is that class name should always be in upper class. The third is the method name should always be in small letter. And finally, the name of your file should be same as that of your class name. So these are the 4 points. Next, we go through the Java structure, okay, a program structure. When you write a Java code, you will find when you see a sample Java code, you'll find lots of things which are written before the main code starts. So what are those different sections? So first of all is the documentation section. Now, what is the documentation section? So a documentation section is, it is suggested, it is better if you write that. So what you include in documentation section, you include the name of the author. Sometimes if I am the author, then I'll be writing @Sampita, that I'm writing the code, or else what kind of program it is. If it, suppose it's a basic addition program, so in the beginning within a comment section, I'll be mentioning that, okay, this is a program to add 2 numbers. So that way you can write for your own understanding, you can include these documentation section. Okay, so a documentation section is always commented. It does not affect your program. Even if you're not writing a documentation section, it does not have any issue. So in this sample program, you can see here it is written @author Adil Aslam. So this is this is in the comment section. Okay, so similarly. So comment again, when you go to comments, there are multiple kind of comments. One is the one which you're seeing here. It is a multi-line comment section. You can also have a single line comment section in which you're just using 2 backslashes and then you're writing your comment. So that is a single comment. And this is a multi-line comment section. According to your convenience, you can use a multi-line comment or a single line comment. The next is the package statement. So the package statement declares, so while you are doing a particular Java program, you might require several packages which are already predefined, and for your program, it is convenient to just bring those packages for working out. So then you just bring that package section and you mention the name of the package. So here, for example, I'm using package my first program. So I'm just bringing that, and that itself will include all the programs. Okay, the next is import statement. So the import statement, if some of you have some idea about C programming language, you must remember, you might have some idea that when you're writing the Java C program, you might remember that we have used and import and include stdio, the whole statement in the beginning of the program. So what does that do? It imports the entire library, right? In the similar way, even in Java, there are import statements from which you can import packages or other libraries for your use. Okay, so this again is an optional portion of the Java structure. It is not compulsory. You can make your own statements. You don't really need to import anything if it is not required for your program. Or certain things are predefined, you can simply import them and your work is done. Next is the interface statement. So interface statement is like a class, but it includes a group of methods and declarations. This again is an optional statement. When you learn more about interface in the upcoming slides, so I'll not go much into details of it. And finally, the class definition. Of course, Java is an object-oriented language, so class will be a part of the Java program. We'll again go into the details of it in the subsequent slides. And finally, the main method class. So main method, this is where it is like the starting point of the program. No Java program can run without the main method. So it is an essential part of the Java code. And you have to make sure that you are at least mentioned having one main method in your code. Otherwise, your program will not run. In a Java structure, you can have multiple method definition, but the main method is the starting point of your program. Next, this is the sample program. Here you can see that I'm here. This is the package section. Here I'm importing one java.util.scanner. There are various, similar to these, there are many packages which are already available. You can import it based on your requirements. Then here you can see the main method. Here the main method of your program starts. So this is a sample program. Next, as I've already mentioned, the main method. So a simple Java program contains only one method. So in this case, it is a simple Java program. So you're having just one main method, and you're just printing this out. Okay. So once you reach the end of the program terminates, and the control is passed back to the OS. So with this, the main method, you are ending the program. Once the main method ends, that means your program has ended, and now you are going to execute it. Okay. So now next, what do you mean by blocks in Java? So when you write a program, you see that you have to within curly braces you include this system.out.print my first program. This is like one of the statements that you use while you're creating a block in Java. This is a block can be a single statement. A single statement, it can be multiple statements, is based on your requirements. But anything that comes between the two curly braces, that we consider it to be one entire unit, one block. Okay. So next are the different parameters that we use. So when we write a code, you realize you'll see a lot of keywords that we use throughout the program. So let me go into details of each one. First is the class. While you're writing, you mention the word keyword class. That means you're declaring a class in Java. The next is the public keyword. So the public keyword is basically defines the visibility. Okay, if it is whether the particular class or the particular method is visible to us. Okay, so it completely defines the visibility of that keyword. The next is static. Now static has many uses, one of which is that when you invoke a static method, it saves memory space, whether if it's a dynamic, if you're declaring it a variable or a method to be dynamic, it takes up a much more space in the memory. So for saving memories, usually programmers tend to use static, but again, based on your requirements, you can make it static or dynamic. The next is the void keyword. Void keyword is means that it does not return any value. So what happens is you can use a print statement or something like that, and that way you can that is the only thing it will return, but then essentially it does not return any value. And once again, when we mentioned, as I've already mentioned before, main means it is like the starting point of the program. This is where the main program starts. Whatever you have executing, it's where it starts from. Okay. So let me do something. Let's write a simple Java program. So first of all, what you do is, if you all have some basic idea of writing a program, so let's first do something. Let's go to your C drive. You open your command prompt. So let's start our first Java program. So I've already made one program ready for you. So now let's get into it. So first of all, I wrote all my programs in Notepad. So I'm going to create one program in Notepad. You see, this program is already here, right? So here I'm just printing hello Java. So now if you want to print this thing, this hello Java in the command prompt, how are we going to do that? So first of all, we have to write Java C space, then you write the name of the program, that is first.java. Okay. Then the next line will come up. In the next line, what you write is, you write Java dot, you don't give, sorry, Java space and then first, that's it. And you print, you see, it's coming as hello Java, right? So let's go back to that program and let me make some changes. I'll write my name, for example. I'm writing Sampita. Okay. And then I save it. The same way, you continue here, you see, and enter, then go back, and you see it has changed. So this is a very simple Java program, and this is how you compile a Java program. This is a very basic program. You can do it, and you can use different kind of for your in my case I'm using a Notepad. There are very other editors, but this is quite convenient, which is already usually installed in your laptop. You can go for it, and this is, you can see it's a very basic program. Here, as I've already mentioned, you see here the name of your file and the name of your class is the same, and and you're writing the name of the whatever you want to print. It can be your name or whatever you want. It's just a very basic Java program. Okay, so now let's take a short break.